Hi there, welcome to my latest episode of my 10-minute moan, and the topic of this one is two significant details to come out of Humza Yousaf's evidence given at the UK COVID inquiry today in Edinburgh. Now, the first thing that he gave up, which got my attention, was him discussing correspondence with Nicola Sturgeon, the decision makers, and what would happen with it. Now, to give you some context and some background to this, Nicola Sturgeon has been savaged, quite rightly, by the press and some in social media for deleting her WhatsApps. And in her defence, she has numerous times said that she did not conduct COVID decision-making process via social media, WhatsApp, or any other channels. Now, yesterday, when the American professor, was given evidence, she quite clearly put up a conversation which could be construed as decision-making process, where she was Nicola Sturgeon was asking her for some information, and that was conducted on a direct message on the Twitter platform. So today, during questioning, Humza was being asked about how he dealt with information and what he'd done with it, and they went on to suggest that the dentist guy, what's his name again? That's terrible. Anyway, Leach. He went on to suggest that through the correspondence with Leach had a lot of voice messages sent on WhatsApp, and he asked Humza how he would deal with them. What Humza said was, if it was part of any decision-making process, he would take a sort of, this buzzword, salient points out of the WhatsApp audio message and make sure that was filed in the correct manner. Once a decision has been made, where they are duty-bound to record every detail that they used to come up with that decision. So you could talk on WhatsApp, you could have some chats on WhatsApp, WhatsApps might have a lot of non-critical information on there, but if any of it is on a decision that's been made, even at a later date, you have to lift that information off that platform and put it into the central database, so that going forward, if anybody wants to see how you made a decision, it's there. Nicola has been determined for us to believe that she never used any of these formats during any decision-making process, not particularly making decisions on WhatsApp or whatever, but any of, collating the information, etc. She's totally denied that. However, today, Humza, when he was explaining what he would do with Leach's voice messages, he went on to say, when Nicola Sturgeon would send me a voice message on WhatsApp, this is how I would deal with it. Now, I'm not sure a lot of people will pick up on that, because it is quite a small detail. There's bigger things coming out which are easier to understand and get a grasp of during this inquiry. However, I don't think many have picked up on this detail. So what the current First Minister, under oath, has just said, Nicola Sturgeon would send him WhatsApp voice messages about COVID decision making and giving them input. Nicola Sturgeon's totally denied that. That is point one. Second thing that caught my attention from his evidence today was the fact that Humza originally didn't put any WhatsApp messages in to the COVID inquiry, but at a later date did. Humza was asked how that was possible, because he claimed they were deleted. He also stood by that statement by claiming today that he dealt with them and deleted them because that's what he was told to do. That was part of the Scottish Government's policy on what he should do with WhatsApp messages. So when he was challenged on how did he finally come about them, again under oath, he declared that he had multiple different devices that he used, and he went back to an old phone. And in his old phone, when he opened it up, he simply had deleted the WhatsApp app from his phone, reinstalled it, signed back in, and suddenly all these magically appeared. That to many might sound plausible. However, not to me. And the reason I don't find that plausible is I use WhatsApp regularly on two devices. I use it on my phone 99.9% of the time, and I delete some stuff from time to time, normally when I'm running out of storage space on my phone, because I have a lot of videos and photographs and stuff that fly about my WhatsApp, and with my volunteering activities alone, I'm in something like 14 WhatsApp groups, so it can become quite a busy format for me. So I do delete, not every night, not just before I go to bed, but when I'm running out of space on my phone, I'll delete lots of the WhatsApp stuff. I then sometimes use WhatsApp on my laptop. And again, due to space on my laptop, I don't want the app on there because my WhatsApp's quite busy. So it would take up a lot of gig of space on my laptop. So it's normally what I do, if, for example, I have a photograph or a file that I want that's on my phone that I want to get onto my laptop, there probably is a better way of doing it, but my IT things are not smashing. So my workaround is I put it onto my WhatsApp and I'll maybe send it to a friend and say, I just need this photograph. Then I'll go onto my laptop, reinstall the app on my laptop, get the actual thing that I need, and then delete it again because it takes up 34 gigabytes or whatever in my laptop. I have never, ever rebooted the app on my laptop and found deleted messages because they don't exist. Now, the only other problem he's got with that is if that did exist and it was because it was on his phone, then he would actually be digging another hole for himself because the government policies state it's not to be on your phone. So if it was somehow ingrained into his phone, he brings up the WhatsApp app back onto the phone and it somehow jumps out the memory in the phone into the WhatsApp app, he's not done what he should have done either. So he's actually, either way, whether I'm right or wrong, he's dug a hole here. So, I don't believe you, Humza. I do not believe that you found an old phone somehow, opened up your WhatsApp, signed back in, and all these messages have miraculously appeared. What I think's a more probable thing is none of it was deleted. Something happened. You've had a conscious, surge in your body to do the right thing, and suddenly thought, we can't tell them I've got none, so I better give them some. And you just gave them off your phone anyway, because this nonsense about opening up an old phone, I ain't wearing it. Okay? Here is a statement from me. You're telling lies. Okay? And another thing I picked up on, he sat, and when I was watching his initial evidence, I saw a very different character from the one that I see sitting giving First Ministers questions or talking in, a forum, a speech, etc. Very animated person. He does a lot of this with his hands, right? Wasn't doing that today. He sat, majority of the time, he's either hands on the desk or hands in his lap. The only time he went, I'm doing it now, the only time he went into default setting was when he was being asked about the John Leach Twitter, WhatsApp messages, which were covered previously. So he was well aware that this was going to be a question. And he seemed to have a very, very good prearranged answer, which put him back in his comfort zone, and the hand gesture started. If you don't believe me, go and watch it again. It's online. The whole interview, they're on YouTube. Very different sources, COVID inquiry itself, and a lot of the news outlets. And that to me was a bit, aye, well prepared. And the other thing that they all seem to be doing now is this buzzword salient point. Now, if you took the whatever 6, 10, I don't know how many people have been given evidence so far, and they hadn't spoke to each other, they hadn't, met, or anybody had given them any guidance on how to conduct themselves at inquiry, I think it's statistically highly improbable that every single one of them would have this buzzword of salient point. It appears to me The only bit of applying common sense and logic I can see is these people have been briefed before they go in. And we knew that was going to happen anyway. So there we go, folks. Humza today, the highlight of the day for me, throwing Nicola under a bus, right? Because he's just contradicted everything she said. And this miraculous rediscovery of his WhatsApps. I am not swallowing it, my man. Okay? You're stinking. Anyway, if you enjoyed the videos, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit subscribe and notifications. Most importantly of all, have a great day. Bye now.